I'm just going to. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Right. Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on Instagram. Before I get started, anyone who is watching this live on TikTok or on YouTube, feel free to join me on Instagram for this live chat, or sorry, for this live event. If any of you don't have me on in Instagram, I'm under English with Richard Halligan. Okay, all right. So English with Richard Halligan. Okay, so that's how you find me on Instagram for this live event. Right. Okay. So first things first, let me just say welcome to you all, and this is Business English with Richard Halligan. That's me, and welcome to this for this Business English live event. Okay. Now, one thing I must really apologize for. Originally, I was going to be having slides during this live, but it doesn't seem to be working properly at this moment in time. So I'm just going to have to just say what I need to say right here. Okay. But if anyone feels that I'm speaking too quickly, feel free to mention inside the comments for me to slow down, and I'll slow down the best I can for everyone. Okay. So let's get going, shall we? No, I'll try changing. Okay. So okay, here we go. So hello to everyone. My name is welcome to Business English with Richard Halligan. That's me. And for this live, we got a very, very special live, in which I have to say I'm glad that you could make it to be a part of this amazing opportunity, not just for you, but for everyone who is involved. Okay. So if anyone who doesn't know me, or anyone who's following me for the first time, so my name is Richard Halligan. That's me. Okay. I'm from London, England, and I've been teaching English in Brazil since 2014. So yeah, so I've been here quite a while. And let me just say one thing. During my time here in Brazil, I have enjoyed every single moment of it. And it's not just the teaching which I've enjoyed, it's also learning from not only my students, but also learning many things about this wonderful country. You know, learning about the food, learning about the culture, the music. I've enjoyed every moment of it. Okay, so, right. So during my time here, I've worked for some amazing schools, and I've worked with some amazing teachers, and I've taught some wonderful students, some of them who I've actually kept close to my heart. So, you know, they're still part of me, all right? And also during my time, I've taught groups. I've taught one-on-one classes. I've taught private classes to companies, and also private classes to students outside of the schools and outside of companies as well. So so I taught private students. And also before the pandemic, and also during the pandemic, I've actually had the privilege to work online and also teach people not only here in Brazil, but teach people around the world. And some of the students who I've actually managed to teach, they were in places such as not only here in Brazil, but Portugal, Belgium, Russia, Slovakia. I can't think of anywhere else, but those are some of the places I've actually taught someone online. And what I've learned during my time while I've been teaching is that I've actually learned how to speak in front of large groups, because I know it's kind of hard to imagine, is that, I can be sometimes shy in front of people. I can be quite shy in front of large groups. I know you're thinking, wow, that's crazy. You can't be shy. You're always a very chatty sort of guy. So yeah, when I'm familiar with people, then I am. And also during my teaching training, I've also managed to handle working with teenagers as well. Of course, teenage students are not usually the easiest people to teach, but I've enjoyed every single moment, and they've actually enjoyed my classes as well. But also, I've also gotten used to, Sorry, I'm starting to get a bit of a dry throat at the moment. Let me just get some water. Sorry. Much better. Make sure you drink plenty of water, everyone. Anyway, so I've also learned how to conduct classes with companies, and also working with classes who are basic English all the way to marketing classes as well. And I've also gained a sense of confidence and a sense of belief in my abilities to not only just teach people, but also help with the understanding as well. And also even managing to teach students from different parts of the world about the benefits of learning a new language, and also to learn about a new culture. Now, first of all, may I say that I am absolutely glad that that most people here actually are here knowing to join this event. And because I'm here to offer you something that will actually benefit you in your career and in also your personal life as well. To try and give you some better career opportunities. I'm sorry, there doesn't seem to be any sound coming from TikTok. There's no sound on TikTok. Okay. Right. Anyway, let's go to the next slide. Okay. Now, of course, I do know in some lives, some teachers, they do tend to talk for about like an hour or two, which is understandable, because they have lots of information to give out. But there's one thing which I will try to do. I'll try to keep my presentation as quick and possible, and get straight to the point. Okay, because I know for a fact that your time is precious, and in the world of business, time is money. Of course, that is very important. Anyway, so first, there's one thing which I need to say. Let me be the first to say congratulations, and of course, celebrations to all of you, because you are all taking a very big step by being here right now, by being here tonight. Okay, because obviously you are here because you're not happy with the level of English that you are at. I can probably tell. And also maybe for some of you is that you already know a bit of English, but you don't get to use it that much. Or maybe you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to English, but you feel like you can take it one step further. And for some people, I've actually managed to speak to a few people online as well, and their English has been really good. But I know, and also they know, or should I say you know, that you can go a little bit further. And that's why you're all here. And of course, if you want to get ahead in business, or even just learning English in general, some things need to change, and it begins right now. Okay, so here we have a program to learn real business English, and not only to learn real business. Getting a bit tongue-tied here, but not only to learn real business English, but to learn it from a native speaker. That would be me, of course. And also working with a native speaker, me again, you will be gaining the tools which is needed to become successful in your career and in your life by mastering English for your business. Now, of course, with some of you, I'm guessing that you had most likely started to learn English many years ago, like you went to school, you had a private tutor, or like in most countries, you probably had the privilege of going to a language school after school. Am I right? Okay. If you have, that's fantastic. It's brilliant. But for some of you, I'm guessing some of you had to stop. Am I right? And if you did stop, I don't know how it happened. Only you know why it happened. But I'm probably guessing there's some reasons why you actually had to stop. And I'm probably guessing that it had to come down to many certain things, but I bet one of them had to come down to the teacher. Now, maybe the teacher was not good enough. Now, of course, I'm not saying that every teacher is, or not every language teacher is bad. No, of course not. Because every language teacher, they have their own method, they have their own style. And maybe there was something about the teacher that just didn't work for you. Maybe something about their style which didn't work for you. Or maybe, and this is one thing that's really important, and then I can actually relate to, is that Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. Sorry, I do apologize for that. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I do apologize once again. So anyway, no. So maybe one of the things that actually didn't help. Okay, maybe one thing that didn't help was the fact that your teacher didn't bring the lesson alive. I can actually relate to this because when I was a teenager, I was learning Spanish in school, and my first 2 years, I was enjoying every moment of it because I got to travel to Spain with my family, and I traveled to Spain with my school, and every time I was actually there, I was actually practicing my English. I mean, not my English, I was practicing my Spanish. Sorry about that. And and I actually really enjoyed it, especially how I got a different reaction. I mean, from all from all the natives who actually lived in Spain. I would say something in Spanish, and they're like, "Oh, hola," and I can't remember most of my Spanish, but yeah, but getting a positive reaction, and I really enjoyed it. So, but then after like my third year, I don't know if it was me or it could have been my teacher, but the passion was gone. I didn't want to learn Spanish no more, because I think my teacher I think she just ran out of energy or something. Maybe she just got tired of teaching us. Who knows? But anyway, but I digress. So if my teacher had lost their passion, then you had lost, then I had lost my passion. So if your teacher lost it, then you were going to lose it. Also, it may have come down to other different things, like maybe you had difficulty understanding some of the grammar or even some expressions, which I can understand. And also, at some point, it is normal. It is very difficult to understand, certain grammars and certain expressions. Okay. Well, that being said, let me ask you all something. Okay. First thing is, did you ever have problems trying to continue speaking English once your class had finished? If so, once again, I can actually relate to this because when I was back in school, before a lesson, my friends and I would always be talking about the same thing, like talking about music, sports, films, video games. Before the actual lesson, we never spoke about the lesson. When we got into the lesson, yeah, we did our thing, went in, did the class, and then we left. And then after the lesson, did we carry on speaking about it? No, we didn't. We just went back to our normal conversation. And that actually can stop. I mean, that can actually stop you from carrying on your learning or to improve your learning and your understanding of a certain topic or whatever class that you were having at that time. Did you ever feel you were less confident when your classmates were actually picking up English much quicker than you? Now, of course, to some people, this can be very frustrating, considering the fact that most people they actually have different ways when it comes to learning. Some people can pick things up instantly like that. However, people like me, it takes time. I need baby steps. That's what I need most of the time. And for some people, there are different ways of learning. One way of learning is that you can just watch something. You can watch someone do something or even present a class, and boom, you got the information. Some people learn quickly just by listening. Some people even learn just by reading. And like me, I'm one of the types of people that if I'm learning something, I'm more hands-on. I need to get my hands right onto what I'm doing. Because that's how I learn. I like to, I learn by doing something, holding the thing, or going through the actual actions itself. And that's completely normal. Another question I would like to ask is, were any of you ever confused when it comes to idioms and phrasal verbs? If so, this is no problem. This is actually normal as well, because like in your language and in English, whether it's British or even if it's American, we use a lot of expressions in our everyday lives, idioms, phrasal verbs, you name it, slang, which we use every single day. And for some people who are learning a language, this can be quite difficult. Another question is, were the different types of grammar not explained to you correctly? Now, of course, this falls under the teacher and this falls under the student. Both play the same part here. If the teacher cannot explain the grammar, how's the student going to learn? Or if the student has some problems learning grammar, how can they move? How can they progress? It is very difficult. But but in time, you will be able to learn. I mean, grammar can be difficult sometimes, but with a little bit of practice, a little bit of effort, you can actually understand it very well. Now, I've got two more questions which are very, very important. The first one is, were you ever shy to speak out loud in English? If so, don't be afraid to answer this one, because it's normal. Everyone gets shy, especially when you're inside like a huge classroom where there's different dynamics. You got people who are very talkative, you got people who are very quiet. It's a normal classroom dynamic. And it's the same question with, were you ever afraid to make a mistake? Now, this one's very important, because I tell my students all the time, is that it's okay to make a mistake, because you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I mean, no one's perfect, except my wife. She's perfect, and my mum. I mean, they are the only two women in my life that I can say that are perfect, of course. If anyone's married, you can relate to that. Okay. So yeah, and if you do make a mistake while you're trying to speak a new language, don't worry about it, because that's the whole point of learning. We make mistakes. Every time we take a stump, every time we take a little tumble, what do? We get back up again, brush ourselves off, and carry on. It's normal, everyone. Don't worry. The next question is, did you ever know what you wanted to say, but you struggled to get the words out? I'm guessing some of you have already had this problem. And don't worry, this is normal as well when it comes to learning, because not only do you have your language inside your head, which is floating around, and now you got another language inside your head. So you got English, you got Portuguese, French, German, whatever, bang, and clang against each other. It's very normal. Obviously, in one comment that says, Vinicius says, every mistake is a chance to learn. Well said. That's the whole point of making mistakes. We learn from it, we grow from it. Fantastic. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Going on to my next question, which is probably the same as my previous one. Did or do you struggle to find the right words to use to explain what it is you want to say? Once again, when you're learning a new language, it's very complicated because you've got so many words inside your head, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I structure the words? Which words do I use? Is this the right word? Am I using the present simple? Am I using simple past, continuous? Who knows? You name it. This is what's going on. And finally, do you ever find yourself using textbook style English and it doesn't sound natural when you're speaking? Well, this one kind of hits home a little bit, because with most of my students, when I first started teaching them, everyone had their own way of talking. And don't get me wrong, using a textbook is fine. It's a good guide. It's a good way to get you started. That's fantastic. But the problem is the textbook doesn't always have all the information. But I'll come on to that a little bit later. Okay. Now, moving on to one other thing, which I know I can actually relate to every single person who is here in this chat, is the fact that I know how you feel when it does come to learning another language. And what I mean by that is the fact that my wife, who is Brazilian, she actually went to the UK to study English. And so she went to classes, and she would study for hours and hours. And don't get me wrong, her English was fantastic when I first met her. It was still needed a little bit more improving. Is she here? Okay, she's not here. Okay, yeah. So it wasn't perfect at first, but there was one other problem she did have, and that was she was still very shy. She didn't have enough confidence to speak to native speakers. So, and which I can understand for most of you guys, when you do actually have a chance to speak to a native speaker, you do feel a bit nervous about making mistakes, sounding a little bit odd because of your accent, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with your accent, okay? That's what makes you special, and that's what makes you unique. Always remember that, okay? Never change who you are, okay? Now, there was one other thing that my wife did, which I thought was actually quite quite sweet, but it did get a bit frustrating sometimes because I'm the type of person I like to call people, when I'm on the phone. But my wife, no, she wasn't brave enough to talk to me just on the phone. So every time I try to call her, she'd be like, "No, don't call me. Text message only." And this was before WhatsApp as well. Oh, and by the way, I did do the research because we met in 2008. Okay, so WhatsApp wasn't around then. Okay, right, and then after a couple of years living in the UK, we actually moved to Brazil, which I'm enjoying the weather and the food, very nice. But when I started to teach, I started going to, I started to go to different schools, and tried to apply for them. But of course, when people found out that I was a native British person, they snapped me up. They would say, "Oh yeah. No, come join us, come join us." And one of the things that I noticed with most of the students that I was getting was that some of them were advanced and some of them were still beginners, which was no problem for me. But there was one thing they actually had in common. Because they didn't have much contact with native speakers, they were still a little bit nervous, and especially when they heard that they were going to be taught by a native by a native Englishman from the UK. So you can imagine some of the students' reactions. Some of them were quite excited. Some of them were amazed. They were like, "Oh my goodness, we got an Englishman! Oh my goodness, Harry Potter, James Bond, Chelsea, yay!" Like that. Well, I would have said Liverpool, but no, don't like Liverpool. And and of course, there would be some people inside my class that they would be a little bit confused because I would say things differently compared to how my American counterparts would actually talk. Like, for example, when I say, okay, bear with me. When I say water, the Americans would say water. I don't know why. Better in the UK, in America, better. Matter, matter. And my favorite one is potatoes in the UK. And the Americans, sometimes my pronunciation gets a bit off on this one. They say potato, things like that. I'm trying my best not to say it like how the Irish do it, because the Irish say potato. That's how the Irish do it. And finally, my favorite one is tomatoes, and the Americans would say tomatoes. So I kind of find it amazing how two countries, or technically three if you bring Canada into it, how we speak the same language, but we pronounce things differently. It mind-boggling, I can tell you. But there was one thing which I did notice about my students is that they were in the same situation as my wife. They wanted to learn, they had a passion to learn, but they were a bit nervous and a bit shy. But after a couple of lessons with me and I got to know them, their confidence actually got better and better, and also their English got better as well. But after I got to know them, they started to tell me what it is, why they want to learn English. And most of them told me the exact same thing. Most of them, they want to travel, which is fantastic. Some of them actually want to use this opportunity to go to America, go to Canada, even go to England or even Australia to study or to carry on their studies, because of the field that they want to get into, whether it be law, medicine, architecture, engineering. This is what they wanted to do. But one of the most important things, which they told me that why they wanted to learn English, was that so they can watch movies and TV shows without using subtitles. And of course, I can understand, because it is quite frustrating that you want to watch a program and you have to go, so you have to keep moving your head up and down. I know it can be quite frustrating on that part. Okay. Sorry. Okay. But one other thing which I did try to encourage my students was not to rely on the textbooks too much. What I wanted to do was to try to get them to push themselves. I tried to encourage them, make them feel like, okay, having the textbook is great, but it's not going to help you with your everyday life. Because with English people, sorry, one moment. Yeah, because with native speakers, we don't use textbooks every day. We don't talk like a textbook. We actually speak differently. Like if you want to ask someone a simple question, like let's think that, oh, I want to eat. So you feel hungry. So you can say, I want to eat a hamburger. That's pretty much standard. I like to eat hamburgers. I would like to have, I would like to eat a hamburger. I'm dying to eat a hamburger. So as you can see, there are different examples of how you can express yourselves by just talking about one topic or one subject. And also going back onto another problem that my students had was like I said before, making mistakes. And I told them that it's okay to make mistakes because I mean every time they make a mistake, they always felt shy, they felt ashamed. It's like, oh no, I made a mistake. Don't hate me. It's like, why would I hate you? I'm not going to hate you because I can tell you one thing. Even native speakers, they make mistakes. I make mistakes. I mean, before I started to teach English, I didn't know I've been making mistakes for over 30 years. When I started to teach English and I started to learn about the present perfect, the past simple, present simple, reported speech, phrasal verbs, idioms, half of it I didn't even know. And when they showed it to me, I was thinking, wow, I've actually been speaking wrong my entire life. I didn't believe it. And not only me, but my family and my friends, even my teachers were actually speaking wrong this whole time. Because sadly, in England, we are not taught grammar in schools. Go figure. Who would have thought? But one of the things I do tell my students is, and this is very important, is that if you do make a mistake, the key is to recognize that mistake, learn from it, and try to grow from there to make yourself better. Right. Of course, like I said before, there are some things that the textbook doesn't actually teach you. That's fine. That's pretty much straightforward on that one. However, and of course, a lot of people have actually asked me, what's more important? Is it important to learn from a native speaker or is it important to learn from a non-native speaker? And I've said, it doesn't matter who the teacher is, as long as you get the information across. That's the most important thing. Because, of course, having a non-native teacher teach you English or teach you French, Spanish, whatever, it doesn't matter. Because one thing that benefits them or benefits you as the student is that you got someone who can speak two languages and they can actually explain something to you much better than a native can. Because a native like myself, I can only speak English. I'm learning Portuguese. It's not perfect, but if I was to teach, if someone asked me to teach English to someone who can't speak English, I'll be very difficult. Or not, I would be very difficult. It would be very difficult because I don't know where to start with their language. But if you have a non-native, they can come in, speak Portuguese, and explain in Portuguese or French, whatever, about how English works. And one most important thing is when you are learning English is that when you're in the classroom, you should stick to the language that you are learning. So if I go into a Portuguese lesson, I should just speak Portuguese. If you go into Spanish, you just speak Spanish. French, German, same thing. Okay. Now, going on to, moving on a bit, is that when it does come to learning, especially English, in my country, children don't even learn English the right way. We actually learn it differently because the way how we learn it, as I said before, is that we learn it from our families, our parents, our brothers and sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, you name it. We learn it from our friends. We learn it from our teachers, not the right way, of course. And we also learn it from watching TV and being around X amount of people, because that's how we actually picked up learning English. And I'm sure that's the same way how everyone learned, how you guys learned your language, by being surrounded by it. Everywhere you went, you saw words in your native language. You heard music in your native language. You were watching TV shows, under different genres like action, comedy, horror, drama. Everyone spoke differently. But before I digress, before I waffle on a bit. Now, so to crack this case or to solve this problem, which most people have when it comes to learning, is, as I like to say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So what I mean is we need to go back to basics. And what I mean by going back to basics is to learn how English speaking children learned. Now, of course, most of you are thinking, but Richard, you British genius, and also you handsome devil. But I'm not a child. I don't have time to start from the beginning because I need to learn English now. I need to learn it quickly. I understand. There's nothing more that would make me happy to see my students want to learn very quickly and learn fast. I would love that. But sadly, in life, there is no magic pill. And if there was a magic pill, I would not be sitting here. Giving this presentation. But sadly, we all have to start somewhere, and that somewhere is now. That somewhere is here tonight. Okay. Going back. Sorry. Now, once again, because I do tell my students that everyone stumbles once in a while, but it's how you get back up and carry on. That's the most important part. You recognize where you've gone wrong and learn not only just your learning, where you might have gone wrong in how you present yourself when it comes to English. You just got to find a way to get back on the horse and keep going. And one of the things I want to do, I actually want to help students to become more confident and to improve, to help them reach their full potential in their careers and also change their life for the better. And that's why I'm here to talk about a very special course that I am bringing to you, a business English course online. Now, this online program will have one subject a week, where you also have one online group lesson a week. Also, I will also be providing free, that's right, 1, 2, 3, free scheduled private lessons for you to learn in the comfort of your own home, and you can learn at your own pace. Does that sound good? I know it sounds good. And of course, as you progress through the course, you have been able to have the ability to do many things, such as receive more job opportunities. Sorry, I do apologize. Climbing up the corporate ladder, getting further up the business, having the ability to communicate with clients over the phone, or as nowadays using video calls. You also learn how to plan, hold, and even give meetings to important clients, or even to your fellow staff members. You also have the chance to work abroad. Thanks to learning English, you'll be able to go abroad and actually work anywhere at all. Also, being able to gain new clients, able to communicate with your colleagues and your clients as well, to be able to use phrasal verbs, idioms, and expressions like a native. Now, of course, I don't mean that you have to change how you speak to sound like a native. No, it means just to show you how it works, how the process works, so you can use it like a native, not sound like a native, but use it like a native. Also, being able to understand how a native speaker uses English in not only professional, but also in a personal way. Okay. Also, you'll also be gaining a chance to go on the big business trips and having an understanding of different cultures. Sorry, dry throat. Okay. Now, I'm going to get a little bit serious right now. By not learning a new language, it can keep you stuck where you are in your current position. And with no chance of moving up with the company, this will also affect you getting a lack of opportunities to work on special assignments within your company. And also you could be missing out on meeting the right people who can actually help you to succeed. And that's one thing which you don't want to do. You don't want to miss that chance to meet someone and they say, like, you know what, I like how you work, I like your style, or I like your business sense, come work for me, or maybe you can even open up new, maybe like a new client base, who knows, or a new customer base. That's what I was looking for. And also, not learning a new language can actually have an effect on your chances of networking. So if you were to go to, like, I don't know, maybe like a business gathering, a business party, or even if you go to one of those business expos and you meet people from different countries, different companies, and you see your colleagues handing out business card because they can speak the language of the person who they're talking to, and you're just standing there in the corner with your drink going, like that. Nothing's going to come your way if you can't understand people and if you can't communicate with people. One of the downside is that if you don't learn English, you and your family could actually be in a financially unsettled position. Of course, I'm not saying that not learning English is going to cause that, obviously, but maybe you and your family were already in a situation where you were not financially secure, and by not learning a new language to help you progress with your career, this can actually affect you. Sorry, I'm losing it there for a moment. Yeah, so this could also affect you because it can create a sense of frustration within you and frustration with your family. And that's something I know you don't want, because you would also be putting more pressure on yourself. Maybe, not only would you be putting pressure on yourself, but maybe your family might be putting pressure on you too. And with this kind of pressure, it can lead to all sorts of problems, whether it be mentally or physically. Now, being on a more serious topic, this is one thing I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine what your life would be like in the next 5 years, okay? So 5 years has gone past, and you still haven't learned English. And you find yourself stuck in the same position, doing the same thing every day, while your co-workers are moving up and experiencing new opportunities. And I really mean, really think about it. Don't just think about it for a moment and just forget about it. No, really actually think about it, because this can actually affect you. All right, now think about this. You're in a small cubicle. You're doing a standard 9-to-5 shift, typing the same numbers for the week, for the month, whatever you do for your job. And then suddenly you look up and you see your fellow co-workers. They're making their way right into the meeting room with the manager or a supervisor or a client, and they're talking in English. They're laughing, shaking hands, sharing a little joke or something. And your colleague right there, he or she is getting all the praise and all the attention because they managed to get that big contract, or they managed to get that big, that big client. And all I can say is that, how does that make you feel? Does that make you happy? Does that make you a bit frustrated? Does that make you sad? Does it make you a little bit angry? Well, I hope it does. And there's one thing which I can say is that learning English can only take you so far. It can help, but it won't solve every problem, because it comes down to you and how much you badly want it. So in short, you would have regretted not started today. Now, of course, for most people, which I can understand on this part, you may want to learn a new language, but you may not have time to study because of work. I can understand spending time with your family, spending time with your friends, which of course, you got to live your life. I do understand. But right now you are in luck, because right now I'm giving an opportunity for everyone here to get English to be incorporated into their life, to get English to be part of your schedule. Okay. So going back on to how the course works, is that there will be one subject a week. I say that one subject will only be for 1 week. It's because I don't want to overload people with too much stuff, and pardon me. And if you get too much information, you might be thinking, oh, you know what, this is too much. I can't handle it. I'm just going to give up. And I can tell you one thing. I don't work with quitters. I work with people who are hardworking and dedicated. That's for sure. Now, onto a positive side, if you do decide that you want to improve your English and you want to, make a difference, here's what the course actually offers when it comes to different units. So on the actual business English course, you can learn business in different areas, such as um, first when you come on, first when you sign up, you'll see two presentations. The first presentation will be to welcome you and explain how the course will work. The second presentation will tell you how you can be confident in business. And the other units, now this is where things really kick off, is that you'll look into areas such as business meetings, business presentations, business reports, so how to write them, job interviews, what to say, what not to do, exactly, writing business emails, and not just the emails. We're going to be looking into learning how to write contracts, proposals, memos, areas like that. Sorry, let me just ask this one question. Is it possible to improve English B1 to B2 in 5 months? Well, I think, it is possible, but it comes down to how much you actually want to learn. I mean, if you're the type of person, that studies a lot, works hard, and practice, you can achieve anything. There's nothing to hold you back, except thinking too much, and also not having faith in yourself, not believing in yourself as well. So it is possible. Anyway, so going back onto the units, we will also be teaching writing business emails, CVs and resumes, because I know sometimes this can be very tricky when you're trying to get a new job. Negotiations, leadership, managers, feedback, for you to give feedback and how to receive feedback, which is very important. Networking, customer service, hiring, work experience, mentoring, learning development, work appraisal, prioritizing. I know so many units, and I'm not even finished yet. We've also got other units that look into working abroad, business trips, termination. Termination. Now, what I mean by this one is when you are going to fire someone from your workplace. Of course, I hope that no one actually gets to do this. I hope no one gets fired, or I hope you don't have to fire anyone. But it's always it's always nice to learn this, because there's lots of ways how you can actually present yourself. Also, there's going to be units on overtime, raises, like your salary or your payment increases, sales, investing, competition, business ethics. Kind of stumbled on that one. Company culture, colleagues, teams, diversity, which is very important, life and career balance, well-being, innovation, and sustainability. I hope I said that one right. Sorry, let me just answer one question from TikTok. Someone on TikTok said, "Are you from the United States?" No, I'm not. I'm actually from England. I'm from the UK, from London. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. Right. So going on to the next part, which we're going to be looking into the different steps. Now, there's 4 important steps which is going to help you when you actually do join Business English with Richard Halligan. Now, the first step is watching weekly video lessons, and you can watch them anytime and anywhere. All you have to do is just simply log on, watch the video lesson, enjoy. So grab some popcorn if you want to, enjoy, and learn at your own pace, and just enjoy the process. And also you can watch them whenever and wherever it's more convenient for you. So if you want to watch it when you're having breakfast, when you're just relaxing in bed, when you're on the couch, on the bus, on the train, it's up to you. Or you can do it when you're cleaning as well. You can watch it anywhere. And also, one more important thing is that with each unit, they will be focused on different grammar. So let's say, for instance, if we're doing, let's say, meetings, you got a grammar that might say the present simple. And we would try to incorporate that grammar focus on, on that unit as well. Plus, also there'll be grammar and examples of different expressions that is used in in each unit. So you're going to be learning dialogue, or what is used during meetings, dialogue that is used for when you're giving reports, when you're talking to customers, when you're in job interviews as well. And and one other thing which I almost forgot to mention is that with all these examples, they will help you to sound more fluent and sound more natural. Okay. Step 2, now this is the fun part, is that you will have an opportunity to complete some quizzes and complete exercises as well. And each unit, like I said, each unit will cover different grammar, but you will also get different exercises and quizzes which focus on that grammar. And plus, you will also have access to reading material and listening material that is involved with that unit. Step 3, which you will get personalized support, where you can join a live coaching call every single week and get feedback from your from your teacher, which is me. I'll be giving the feedback, and of course I will be with you every step of the way. And to quote Michael Jackson, you are not alone. Okay. And finally, for step 4, when you do join Business English with Richard Halligan, you will be welcomed by your new friends, or should I say fellow students, fellow colleagues, and they are there to motivate you and to support you every single day. But of course, don't forget, it works the other way. You've got to motivate them, and you have to support them as well. It's not just one way, okay? It's got to go both ways, all right? And you can actually use this opportunity to find a study partner, to review and practice each other's exercises. You can also join interesting discussions, share inspirational stories, and also be in a private student community. Okay. Okay. Now, getting down to business. Here we go. Now, I'm going to get a little bit serious again. I do apologize. So the first thing I want to ask is, how much would you have to pay for an English book? Couple of reais, couple of dollars, euros. How much would you have to pay to attend an English speaking school and still pay for the material? Probably a lot. How much time and money would it cost you to go to a language school 2 or 3 times a week? It might probably cost a bit. Well, one thing I can say with Business English with Richard Halligan, sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied tonight, is that payments through this course can be made in installments to better suit sorry, I just got a bit lost there. So payments can be made in installments to better suit you, or if you're feeling very generous, you can pay it all in one easy payment by credit card. Ching, there we go. What more could you ask for? And if you do this, let me tell you one thing, is that if you go through Business English with Richard Halligan, I will show you how to get from 0 to hero in no time, all right? See, that's how confident I am in you. That's how much I believe in you, okay? Now, this is why, when it comes to the actual course itself, this is why I created a 3-step plan. The first step is to have lessons with strong material that I provide. Hello. Also, using phrasal verbs and many English expressions, because to be honest, in English-speaking countries, we use a lot of phrasal verbs, we use a lot of expressions, we use a lot of slang, which we use every single day. And it's very common and it's very easy to get lost in it. And finally, the most important one is to do exercises. Now, I don't mean going to the gym, lifting up weights. No, I mean like doing writing exercises, listening exercises, and reading exercises, and of course, speaking exercises as well. Okay. Oh, sorry. Now, one thing which I need to ask is, how much would learning English change your life? Will it change it for the better? Or will it, or do you think it might not make no difference? I mean, only you can actually answer that question. I don't know. Only you can answer that. What difference would it make to you and your career if you learn English? I've got a feeling that it would improve a lot. But then again, this is you. And finally, one more important question I need to ask is, how far would you go to reach that goal? How far would you go? What steps would you take to reach that goal? Right. Now, coming on to the most important part is this. The normal price for this course is 840 hayas. Because now it's at this price, it's because you will have lots of material throughout the course. You'll have a community to work with where you can practice as much as you want. But for this first session, I'm actually offering a special deal that will cost you 699 hayas. Not bad, eh? Right? And of course, if you do decide to actually join this course, when it comes to payment, you can actually pay in 12-month installments within 12 months. So there you go. I do think about you. But I'm offering something special as well. If you buy the course today or tomorrow till 11:59 p.m., the course will be 599 hayas. That's how much it will cost if you buy today or between today or tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. It will be 599 hayas. If you pay in 12 months, you will be paying less than 50 hayas a month. That's almost the same as buying one pizza. Not bad, eh? Now, I'm only doing this price because I want people who are committed to learning. I want people who are committed, who are interested in making a change in their life. All right? I'm looking for people who are actually serious, who want to do this. Because this will have an impact on you, an impact on your career, and have an impact for your family. And it'll be worth your time as well. However, places are limited. But if you do want to take this chance, it will improve your English greatly. And this will give you a chance to change your life with, to get a promising career, to go for a better career. And by doing this, you can become the CEO of your own destiny. Now, if anyone's watching this from a different country, don't worry, I'm not leaving you guys out. No, I do think about everyone. But you can still be a part of this amazing offer. When you sign up to the course, the price will automatically change to the currency that belongs to your country. So if you're in different parts of Europe, it'll change to the euros. If you're or if you're in Japan, it'll change to the yen. I can't remember the currency for China, but you get where I'm going with this, okay? You know how it works, okay? Right, now, coming on to the unconditional guarantee. Yes, there is an unconditional guarantee as well. Now, with this, if you are unsatisfied with the course within 15 days, which I highly doubt it, you're going to love it. I know you will. You can always cancel the course and you can receive a full refund. And you'll get a full refund with no questions asked. But I know you don't want to, I know you won't quit because you're winners. You want to get somewhere in life. I can see it in your eyes. Okay? Or I believe in you. Okay? Okay. Now, also, as an extra guarantee, if you have done all the lessons, nice one. If you've done all the exercises, brilliant. And you use all the sources that I provide, thank you, brilliant. But you still feel like you haven't made any progress or you haven't improved. And if you want to receive your money back, you can receive it back with no questions asked. But if you do ask for a refund because you feel like you haven't improved, I'm going to offer you one extra thing. You will have 6, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's right, free private lessons with me free of charge, okay? So just the price of these private lessons is worth even more than the course. Can't go wrong with that, can you? You know, it's always a win-win for someone, isn't it? But now, let me move on to the bonus. This one's going to be interesting as well. So for the bonus, you can mark it down on your calendar or on your agenda, however you want to call it. You can buy the course early because as a bonus, the first 5 people to buy it will receive an extra scheduled free private lessons. When you first join, you already get free private lessons. But if you're one of the first 5 to buy it, you'll get an extra free. So you'll get 6 lessons, 6 scheduled private lessons. I can't push this enough. Okay. What are you waiting for? Okay. And for another bonus, our second bonus is to whoever buys on the first or the second day before 11:59 p.m. There will be you will actually have a chance to be part of a happy hour open conversation group, which happens once a month. Okay. So, so which will bring everyone together and give everyone the opportunity to get to know each other and discuss any topics that they would like. And we can talk about anything as long as it's in English. We can talk about anything that you want to. Can't go wrong there, can you? And now, finally, one other thing which I need to mention is this: if you have, you have three options to think about. The first one is you can ignore everything I just said, and you can continue your job that you don't like. You can remain limited in your vocabulary, where you feel uncomfortable in speaking English with your clients, your co-workers, or even just a native speaker, and you can remain stuck in a small rut. That's all I can say. And for the second option is that you can learn by yourself, which there's no problem. I've actually taught a few people who've actually started by themselves and they've done really well. But however, you go for that way because there's lots of free material out there which you can use. But sadly, you will lose time studying just all these textbooks, and they might not even get you anywhere when you could have actually used that opportunity to speak to an actual teacher or other students. And finally, for option number 3, if you want to get to the next level and try my method, all you have to do is just click here. Sorry, let me just add it here. Just click on that link, which I just put up, and I will take you all the way to reach your goals. And let me just say, this is Business English with Richard Halligan. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I hope that you are interested in signing up for this course to help improve your English, to help you with your career, to help you to get up the corporate ladder, and to to better your life for you and for your family. Okay. Well, if anybody wants to ask any questions, I am available for any questions you would like to ask about the course. Hello. Okay. So if there is any questions that anybody would like to ask about the course, feel free to mention it inside the comment section. Okay. Oh, sorry. Actually, let me use this opportunity to get some water. Okay. Okay. Right. Anything? No questions? Okay. Oh, let me just take this one off. Hold on. Got one question on TikTok. It says there are slang words for business environment. Oh yeah, there are. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but yeah, because a lot of people, they've got different expressions and different slangs to how everyone talks to each other. Most people tend to speak to each other. What's the word I'm looking for? What was the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word exactly, but there are some slang words which you can use. Yeah. But I can't remember any at the moment. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got another message on TikTok. It said, "How long is each lesson?" Okay. Well, very good question. That is a very good question. Well, as I know, everyone it's very busy. Each, and people got like tons of things to do, which I do understand, because you all got lives to live, you got lives to live, and also you want to, make money as well. Of course, I do understand. But the good thing is that with Business English with Richard Halligan on my course is that each presentation is at least 15 to 30 minutes. But it's not just that, because there are other material that you can actually use, such as the PDFs on writing, the PDFs for the reading, and also there will be listening exercises as well. Most of the recordings are actually done in my voice, which you can use with the reading material at the same time. There's also listening materials from actual people doing interviews and people giving presentations as well. Paris, hello Paris. She says the most enthusiastic teacher equals Richard Halligan. Halogen? You mean Halligan? You spelled my name after a gas. But don't worry. I've been called worse. I've been called Heineken, Flanagan, Hooligan, all that stuff. Don't worry. Halogen, that's actually a new one for me. I haven't actually heard that one. Okay. Right. Another question which I just got on TikTok. Hello. It said, how will the private lessons work? Oh, that's a very good question. How will the private lessons work? All right. Well, with the private lessons, after each unit or should I say a video present. Oh, there we go. How long are the lessons? There we go. Sorry. So after each, sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue twisted here. So after each unit or video presentation, if there is any areas that if you've had any problems with, so let's say you might have had problems with like the present simple, past simple, or even maybe something about the unit itself, that you would like to cover, you can send me a message on the actual platform. Okay, then one of my team members, they'll get, they'll get to it, and then they'll pass the message on to me. And one of the good things that can actually work on this is that we will book a private lesson, right? And you get to tell me what it is that you want to cover, and I will prepare a lesson that is focused on that particular area. Okay, because at the end of the day, you are the student, you know exactly what you need. Okay. Any other questions? How long are the lessons? What do you mean? The video presentation lessons, or do you mean the private lessons? Because if it's the video presentations, they can be between 15 to 30 minutes. But private lessons, normally they can be up to 1 hour. But then again, if you need any extra help, we can actually extend that time period as well. Okay, so if it's something really important, like if you need to prepare for a business meeting, prepare for an exam, prepare for maybe like a business presentation, so if you want to go very thoroughly, I don't mind actually, I've got no problem in actually extending the time period. So if you want to have 1 hour, 2 hours, hopefully not 3 hours. Paris says customized lessons. Yes, the lessons are actually customized, but that's only if you get in contact with me, and then we can actually arrange to how you actually want that lesson to progress. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? I feel like I'm on fire tonight. Okay. Okay. Anna says, thank you. You're welcome, Anna. Okay. I'm glad I could help, and I'm glad I could help anyone else out there tonight. Okay. Well, once again, everyone, I'd like to thank you all for joining me during this live. And yeah. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, let me go back here. Anyway, well, once again, let me just say thank you to everyone who joined me here on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook as well. Thank you very much, and I hope that you will take an interest into joining the Business English with sorry I'm a little bit at this moment in time. I'm very terrible when it comes to having to say goodbyes. Anyway, let me thank everyone who has watched on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube as well. I hope you all take into consideration of what you would like to do with your future, whether if you want to be a part of the Business English with Richard Halligan online business course, you are absolutely welcome. You can join anytime, but if you want the special deals, you have to try and get them before 11:59 tomorrow night. So once again, thank you very much. Take care and good night.